Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel. We're back here again today with Dad. Today we're going to be reacting to the Quran. This is the 19th chapter of the Quran, Surah MARYAM. And I told my dad already about this verse in the Quran, and he seemed to be very curious about it, rightfully so. This is the chapter in the Quran. It's named after the Virgin Mary, and so it kind of details the birth of Jesus, all this kind of stuff. It addresses the beliefs of Christianity, everything. It's kind of a long one. I think it's got like 98 verses, but this video here is like 20 minutes, so it shouldn't take us too long.
So it should be enlightening.
Yeah, I think it should be good. I don't think I've ever read this from start to finish myself, so I'm looking forward to it as well. All right, let's get into it. First, before we get into the video, brothers and sisters, I'd like to take the opportunity to remind you that Allah tells us in the Quran, who is better in speech than one who invites to Allah and does righteousness and says, indeed, I am one of the Muslims. Brothers and sisters, I'm introducing a shirt that I designed to inspire and encourage you to spread the message of Islam to those around you, inshallah. These shirts are 100% cotton, so they're both comfortable to wear, but they also have a simple design that serves as a great conversation starter, an invitation to those around you that are perhaps curious about Islam, providing you an opportunity to share the beauty of Islam and the truth of it with others and receive the blessings and rewards as a result. So I invite you to wear this t-shirt with pride and let it be a reminder to always strive towards giving dawah and sharing the message of Islam with those around you, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Let's get into the video. You understand that, right? Okay. So actually what you find, I think what that was, a lot of the verses, or chapters of the Quran, they start out with these kind of like mysteries. Nobody knows what it is. It's like a few letters together. Yeah, that's one example, I think. But the rest is comprehensible.
رحمة ربك عبده زكريا إذ نادى ربه نداء خفيا قال رب إني وهن العظم مني واشتعل الرأس شيبا ولم أكن بدعائك رب شقيا وإني خفت الموالي من ورائي وكانت امرأتي عاقرا فهب لي من لدنك وليا يرثني ويرث من آل يعقوب واجعله رب رضيا يا زكريا إنا نبشرك بغلام اسمه يحيى لم نجعل له من قبل سميا قال رب أنى يكون لي غلام وكانت امرأتي عاقرا وقد بلغت من الكبر عتيا قال كذلك قال ربك هو علي هين وقد خلقتك من قبل ولم تك شيئا قال رب اجعل لي آية قال آيتك ألا تكلم الناس 3 ليال سويا فخرج على قومه من المحراب فأوحى إليهم أن سبحوا بكرة وعشيا يا يحيى خذ الكتاب بقوة وآتيناه الحكم صبيا وحنانا من لدنا وزكاة وكان تقيا وبرا بوالديه ولم يكن جبارا عصيا وسلام عليه يوم ولد ويوم يموت ويوم يوم يبعث حيا واذكر في الكتاب مريم إذ انتبذت من أهلها مكانا شرقيا فاتخذت من دونهم حجابا فأرسلنا إليها روحنا فتمثل لها بشرا سويا قالت إني أعوذ بالرحمن منك إن كنت تقيا قال إنما أنا رسول ربك لأهب لك غلاما زكيا قالت أنى يكون لي غلام ولم يمسسني بشر ولم أك بغيا قال كذلك قال ربك هو علي هين ولنجعله آية للناس ورحمة منا وكان أمرا مقضيا فحملته فانتبذت به مكانا قصيا فأجاءها المخاض إلى جذع النخلة قالت يا ليتني مت قبل هذا وكنت نسيا منسيا فناداها من تحتها ألا تحزني قد جعل ربك تحتك سريا وهزي إليك بجذع النخلة تساقط عليك رطبا جنيا فكلي واشربي وقري عينا فإما ترين من البشر أحدا فقولي نذرت للرحمن صوما فلن أكلم اليوم إنسيا فأتت به قومها تحمله قالوا يا مريم لقد جئت شيئا فريا يا أخت هارون ما كان أبوك امرأ سوء وما كانت أمك بغيا فأشارت إليه قالوا كيف نكلم من كان في المهد صبيا قال إني عبد الله آتاني الكتاب وجعلني نبيا وجعلني مباركا أينما كنت وأوصاني بالصلاة والزكاة ما دمت حيا وبرا بوالدتي ولم يجعلني جبارا شقيا.
Okay, a few things there. This when he says here, "I'm the servant of Allah." This is Jesus speaking here, right? Peace be upon him. I'm the servant of Allah, servant of God. He's given me the book, and I don't know what word they use for book here. To be honest, no, I can't read this. There's no markings. But I heard kitab. Kitab just means book. So God has given me the book and made me a prophet. In Islam, the book is the Injil. The book that Jesus had was the Injil. It's like the Gospels. But the thing is that that's not the Bible. It can't be the Bible, because in the Bible, in the New Testament, it says that Jesus was crucified. And then within the Quran, it says that Jesus was not crucified. So we know from that the book that Jesus had, or what Jesus was teaching from God, couldn't have been the Bible.
Couldn't have been the New Testament.
Couldn't have been the New Testament, yeah.
That's a different part of the Bible.
Well, the Old Testament is from Moses, right? The Torah. That's what the Jews said.
And There were a lot of things in Christianity. It hadn't been put together yet until what? I'm going to say 330, 331. Constantine finally put it all together.
Yeah, so so that couldn't have been the teaching of Jesus, right?
No.
Because he wasn't walking around with the New Testament because that wasn't even formed yet.
Right.
Exactly. So this book that he's talking about here couldn't have been the New Testament. Jesus here claims to be a prophet.
آتاني الكتاب وجعلني نبيا وجعلني مباركا أينما كنت وأوصاني بالصلاة.
What'd you say?
I said it was Constantine. The city was Constantine. Or the city was Constantinople.
Yep. No, you're right.
And it was. Okay, never mind.
And has enjoined salah and zakat upon me as long as I'm alive. So this is like by enjoining means like God has appointed him to give this to people. Salah means prayer, and zakat is explained to you like charity.
Prayer and charity upon me as long as I am alive.
والزكاة ما دمت حيا وبرا بوالدتي ولم يجعلني جبارا شقيا والسلام علي يوم ولدت ويوم أموت ويوم أبعث حيا ذلك عيسى ابن مريم قول الحق الذي فيه يمترون ما كان لله أن يتخذ من ولد سبحانه.
Yeah, so there you go. There's once again the claim, the statement in the Quran. You can't say that God doesn't have a son.
Mary has a son.
Mary has a son.
Joseph. Is it Joseph or John? It's John in there. It said John in there.
I thought it was Jacob. It said Yaqub. Something about Yaqub. I could be wrong. But yeah. When God decides a thing, he simply says be and it comes to be. Doesn't mean that he's the father. He's the creator of everything. The most powerful. Not father. Like to say the word father implies that you're a male. Right? Because you're not using the word mother. You're using the word father. So that implies male genitalia. God doesn't have genitalia. Even Christians would tell you this. But they would still say God is a father. Why do you say father, not mother? Right?
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Check the meat. Check the meat.
Oh. Gotta take a break. Check the meat.
Check the meat.
إذا قضى أمرا فإنما يقول له كن فيكون وإن الله ربي وربكم فاعبدوه هذا صراط مستقيم فاختلف الأحزاب من بينهم فويل للذين كفروا من مشهد يوم عظيم أسمع بهم وأبصر يوم يأتوننا لكن الظالمون اليوم في ضلال
transgressors.
Yeah, the transgenders.
I said transgenders.
Maybe that too, huh?
الحسرة إذ قضي الأمر وهم في غفلة وهم لا يؤمنون إنا نحن نرث الأرض ومن عليها وإلينا يرجعون واذكر في الكتاب إبراهيم
That's Abraham.
إنه كان صديقا
And you saw this. Ibrahim, yes.
إذ قال لأبيه يا أبت لم تعبد ما ولا يبصر ولا يغني عنك شيئا يا أبت إني قد جاءني من العلم ما لم يأتك فاتبعني أهدك صراطا سويا يا أبت لا تعبد الشيطان إن الشيطان كان للرحمن عصيا يا أبت إني أخاف أن يمسك عذاب من الرحمن فتكون للشيطان وليا قال أراغب أنت عن آلهتي يا إبراهيم لئن لم تنته لأرجمنك واهجرني مليا قال سلام عليك سأستغفر لك ربي إنه كان بي حفيا وأعتزلكم وما تدعون من دون الله وأدعو ربي عسى ألا أكون بدعاء ربي
To be honest, I'm not sure. I was hoping that's going to be clarified.
Okay.
Or if not, we can rewind.
فلما اعتزلهم وما يعبدون
Someone's speaking to Ibrahim.
Right.
We can go back. I thought it was Jesus speaking to his father. Yeah. So, the story of Ibrahim. And when so this is Ibrahim speaking to his father. That's
Right, there you go.
I don't know if you know this. Abraham's father, Abraham was born into a house, and his father created idols.
Oh,
That's what he did. He took clay and wood and all this stuff and
made Pinocchio.
made Pinocchios that people worship.
Right.
People worshipped and prayed to. And then so he's asking his father, he's saying, Dad, why do you worship something that doesn't hear or see or help you
In any way.
Yeah. Indeed, there has come to me a knowledge that has not come to you. And follow me, and I'll lead you to the straight path. My dear father, do not worship Shaitan, Satan. That Satan is surely rebellious to God, the All-Merciful. I think we're back up where we were, right? I'm glad we clarified that. I was also a little bit confused. I got lost.
Where did that go?
Yeah. So Ibrahim speaking to his father. Good.
قال أراغب أنت عن آلهتي يا إبراهيم لئن لم تنته لأرجمنك واهجرني مليا
Pretty harsh words for
قال
a dad.
سلام عليك سأستغفر لك ربي إنه كان بي حفيا وأعتزلكم وما تدعون من دون الله وأدعو ربي عسى ألا أكون بدعاء ربي شقيا فلما اعتزلهم وما يعبدون من دون الله وهبنا له إسحاق ويعقوب وكلا جعلنا نبيا ووهبنا لهم من رحمتنا وجعلنا لهم لسان صدق عليا واذكر في الكتاب موسى إنه كان مخلصا وكان رسولا نبيا وناديناه من جانب الطور الأيمن وقربناه نجيا ووهبنا له من رحمتنا
I think so. Sounds right.
Yeah.
أخاه هارون نبيا واذكر في في الكتاب.
So Moses' brother was also mentioned right there or not?
Moses' brother?
Is that who they just said?
I'm talking
Right
about
here.
Moses.
Indeed, right.
In the book, in the story of Moses, he was a messenger, a prophet, and we called him from the right side of Mount Sinai and brought him close to communicate in secret. Yeah, and granted him his brother Harun as prophet.
Remember, because he was up there for so long that the people were down there starting to get a little stupid down below the mountain, and he was up there looking for the message. I guess it was the 10 Commandments. And his brother was down below, and people were trying to... they were getting a little riotous, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where he made Moses' brother a prophet at that time?
I don't know. You're telling me stuff I don't know?
Ah, okay.
كتاب إسماعيل إنه كان صادق الوعد وكان رسولا نبيا وكان يأمر أهله بالصلاة والزكاة وكان عند ربه مرضيا واذكر في الكتاب إدريس إنه كان صديقا نبيا ورفعناه مكانا عليا أولئك الذين أنعم الله عليهم من النبيين من ذرية آدم وممن حملنا مع نوح ومن ذرية إبراهيم وإسرائيل وممن هدينا واجتبينا إذا تتلى عليهم آيات الرحمن خروا سجدا وبكيا فخلف من بعدهم خلف أضاعوا الصلاة واتبعوا
prayer. So now these people have come and they're rejecting the prayer, following desires.
واتبعوا الشهوات فسوف يلقون غيا إلا من تاب وآمن وعمل صالحا فأولئك يدخلون الجنة ولا يظلمون شيئا جنات عدن التي وعد الرحمن عباده بالغيب إنه كان وعده مأتيا لا يسمعون فيها لغوا إلا سلاما ولهم رزقهم فيها بكرة وعشيا تلك الجنة التي نورث من عبادنا من كان تقيا وما نتنزل إلا بأمر ربك له ما بين أيدينا وما خلفنا وما بين ذلك وما كان ربك نسيا رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما فاعبده واصطبر لعبادته هل تعلم له سميا ويقول الإنسان أإذا ما مت لسوف أخرج حيا أولا يذكر الإنسان أنا خلقناه من قبل ولم يك شيئا فوربك لنا.
That would look weird.
It's a baby and a fetus.
Right.
Baby and a fetus, baby a fetus in the womb.
إنهم والشياطين ثم لنحضرنهم حول جهنم جثيا ثم لننزعن من كل شيعة أيهم أشد على الرحمن عتيا ثم لنحن أعلم بالذين هم أولى بها صليا وإن منكم إلا واردها كان على ربك حتما مقضيا ثم ننجي الذين اتقوا ونذر الظالمين فيها جثيا وإذا تتلى عليهم آياتنا بينات قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا أي الفريقين خير مقاما وأحسن نديا وكم أهلكنا قبلهم من قرن هم أحسن أثاثا ورئيا قل من كان في الضلالة فليمدد له الرحمن مدا حتى إذا رأوا ما يوعدون إما العذاب وإما الساعة فسيعلمون من هو شر مكانا وأضعف جندا ويزيد الله الذين اهتدوا هدى والباقيات الصالحات خير عند ربك ثوابا وخير مردا أفرأيت الذي كفر بآياتنا وقال لأوتين مالا وولدا أطلع الغيب أم اتخذ عند الرحمن عهدا كلا سنكتب ما يقول ونمد له من العذاب مدا ونرثه ما يقول ويأتينا فردا واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة ليكونوا لهم عزا كلا سيكفرون بعبادتهم ويكونون عليهم ضدا ألم تر
It's going really fast. I like here too. There's that one line that says "never."
Right. Never. The things that they're worshiping.
Oh, where is it? They have taken God's.
Other than Allah. So there might be a source of might.
آلهة ليكونوا لهم عزا كلا سيكفرون بعبادتهم ويكونون عليهم ضدا ألم تر أنا أرسلنا الشياطين على الكافرين تؤزهم أزا فلا تعجل عليهم إنما نعد لهم عدا يوم نحشر المتقين إلى الرحمن وفدا ونسوق المجرمين إلى جهنم وردا لا يملكون الشفاعة إلا من اتخذ عند الرحمن عهدا وقالوا اتخذ الرحمن ولدا لقد جئتم شيئا إدا تكاد السماوات يتفطرن منه وتنشق الأرض وتخر الجبال هدا أن دعوا للرحمن ولدا وما ينبغي للرحمن أن يتخذ ولدا إن كل من في السماوات والأرض إلا آتي الرحمن عبدا لقد أحصاهم وعدهم عدا وكلهم آتيه يوم القيامة فردا إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات سيجعل لهم الرحمن ودا فإنما يسرناه بلسانك لتبشر به المتقين وتنذر به قوما لدا.
You hear that? We made it easy from your tongue. And we were
To
talking about,
speak to the non-believer.
yeah, we were talking about how it's easy to memorize and recite the Quran also. And Allah confirms here we made it like that for a reason.
So that give you with the good news to the God-fearing and warn the obstinate.
So that you give with it the good news to the God-fearing, yeah, and warn with it the obstinate people. Almost finished here.
وكم أهلكنا قبلهم من قرن هل تحس منهم من أحد أو تسمع لهم ركزا.
All right, there we go. I just want to go back here, and for me, I kind of missed, like, what was the segue from Mary giving birth to Jesus, peace be upon them, and then all of a sudden it started talking about Abraham. So this is, Jesus was speaking as a baby. I'm the servant of Allah. He gave me the book, prayer, zakat, all this. Yeah, okay. God doesn't have a son. And prophet, oh, prophet, say to the people. Okay. Mm-hmm. Warn them the day of remorse, and the whole thing will be settled. Yeah, okay, so this is, if I'm not mistaken, Allah is instructing Jesus what to do when people are doubting you. Remind them of this, remind them of that, remind them of this.
He didn't just say read.
Yeah.
I kept thinking about that all morning.
Read. Oh, Ikra.
Right.
Yeah.
Read.
Yeah, that was Gabriel.
I know, and then I thought, okay, so what does that mean? If he can't read, but he's got to read.
Yeah.
He wants others to read.
Right.
So he's sending the message, read. Everyone needs to read.
Yeah, I think Ikra can also roughly translate as recite. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that. Ikra. Most of the time when I hear that word, people say read. They translate it to read. That's the thing with the Arabic too. It's like sometimes it doesn't. Anytime you translate any language, it doesn't.
You know the part in there that was talking. He said, "Come to me, Father, and I will show you the way."
Yeah,
he was talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, where that took me was when you were growing up, and I would try to get you to go to church. Do you remember that?
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah, a few times I'd say. Yeah, and I always wondered how am I going to see my son find God?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And now you're trying to show me.
Yeah.
It's
like, Dad, come check this out.
Look at this.
Yeah, just read this.
Right.
Yeah.
So it really made me.
That was kind of a funny moment to see Abraham like warning his father, like, hey, I know something you may not know.
Right.
Yeah.
I got something here.
That's kind of what's going on here. Eh? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? You learn anything else there?
No, it kind of. I liked it though.
Good.
Yeah.
What do you think about are you starting to like get a feel for the recitation, or does it still kind of sound weird?
Oh, it sounds very weird to me.
Sounds weird, huh? Or do you enjoy it at all?
Well, I don't have the ear for music like you do, but
you kind of do. You listen to a lot of music.
Well, yeah. I mean, I saw my share of concerts for sure.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't sound like relaxing or anything to you yet?
Not yet, no.
I had the same thing. When I first started, I'm like, this just sounds weird. And then, like, I started getting into it, and I started to, like, I don't know. It's almost like because I can't fully understand it, it's, like, relaxing. You know what I mean? You ever, like, feel like that when you listen to a foreign language? You can't understand what they're saying, but you can just kind of, like, get the energy from it.
Sure.
It's kind of hard to explain. Yeah, but
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I start to like to listen to the Quran, even though I don't understand what it means sometimes.
So I found a couple of my religious buddies back home, and I sent them the link to the dot.
Yeah.
And So Brother Mike, Mike Tucker,
Yeah.
and Bobby.
Is he
Verdell.
Mike? Is it pastor? Priest? No.
No, I don't think he's a
Okay, but he's
pastor.
Christian.
But he definitely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most religious people I know. So it's going to be interesting to get some feedback. I said, send me some questions that you want to know about the Quran.
Cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
maybe
good.
maybe we'll get some more.
Yeah,
things to talk about.
That's good. I'm sure what you I can almost guess what you're gonna get. I can almost.
I know nothing about it, is what I've heard.
That's what they said.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most of the time, if you get a Christian asking about the Quran, they're gonna bring up the verses they're gonna take the verses out of context that say like, oh, you got to kill the disbelievers wherever you see them. But this was in. I told you this 100 times. It was in the specific context of a specific war. So when they take that, they'll take a single verse out of context and be like, "Oh, what about this? What about that?" And maybe they might have honest intention to hear what you have to say, hear your response. A lot of the time they don't, but there are answers for those questions. Yeah, it would be interesting to see.
Well,
To say,
maybe.
especially after they watch that video.
All right.
Yeah, I'll say for me, and you can agree or not with me. I want to know what you think about this. I had no idea what the message of Islam was until I actually looked into it. Like no clue at all. And what do you think? What do you think most American people, say most American Christians, do you think they really understand what the core message of Islam is? That there's only one God, that Jesus was not a God but a prophet. So was Moses. So was David. All these guys were prophets. So was Jesus. But then there was another one, Muhammad, who was also a prophet. They taught the same thing that they've all taught. You think they actually understand that?
No.
They don't, right?
Not a clue.
And so this to me, this begs the question, when and if they do learn the actual message of Islam, how many are going to accept it in America?
I don't know that answer, but
Me neither. Of course we don't know. But think about it. It could be a lot.
it could be
It could be a lot
an
because
awful lot. It's already growing.
yes. And think about how many Christians, how many American people are Christians, but they're like, they don't really they believe in God. They say, yeah, I believe in God, but if you really pinpoint it down, on the theology, the nitty gritty about Christianity, they I don't know. A lot of people they never even heard of the Trinity. You know what I mean? They don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
Trinity? What? What's that? God's three? No, there's only one God. They say, well, what is that? So, yeah, to me, it's just a really interesting question. How many Americans would accept Islam if they really looked at it with an open mind and had someone that understood it explaining it to them? Because I never had that. I had no idea what Muslims were. I just knew every time I saw a Muslim, it's oh, they have a gun and they're terrorists and
With a long sword, they're going to stab you.
an AK-47 and a bomb. That was Islam to me growing up. I had no idea they believe in God. They have a book. Are they
It's called the Quran.
Yeah, how old is that? Is it a religion? Is it a political? I don't know. They were just Muslims, and you know what I mean. It's crazy. It's crazy to me.
Well, there was Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, but he was before my time.
It was right in my time.
Yeah, especially for my generation, I guess we didn't really have any.
Louis Farrakhan, Malcolm X.
Yeah.
There's a few people who spoke the word, but they basically got bad raps.
From the media.
Definitely.
Yeah, that happens too. You see,
Definitely.
the media doesn't.
I don't think it's going to stay that way, though.
Well, look at who owns the media. Yeah, they don't particularly like Muslims, so
I think that feeling's mutual.
yeah, yeah. We have similarities, but I told you in the Quran it says that Allah tells us that Muslims and Christians will be better friends than Muslims and Jews. Yeah, we still have some commonalities, but there's a lot of some core differences that can make for big disagreements.
So was Jesus Hebrew or Jewish?
He was Jewish, right? Yeah, I think he was Jewish. I think that's historically accurate. Yeah, I think he was Jewish.
So my argument is he's whatever Mary was.
Because Judaism is maternal? Why?
No, because
Because he
your
did before.
ancestry is. It's definitely maternal, and if your father is
I think-
planting that seed without copulation, then I think it definitely reverts to the mother's roots.
Well, and do you mean his religion or do you mean his
No, I
His
mean
eth-
his
his
ancestry,
ethnicity? Yeah, well, you
ethnicity.
could be right. I don't know.
It would revert to
I
Mother
thought-
Mary. That's why I was so interested in her ethnicity.
Mm-hmm.
For next time,
Yeah, I think that ought to do it for today. May Allah bless
that'll
you.
do, donkey.
That'll do, donkey. May Allah bless you generously for watching the video with us, brothers and sisters. And inshallah, we will see you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum.